Hi, guys, and welcome to our first episode of Greetings from New Hampshire with Porcupine Real Estate. I am Carla Garrick, and I am excited to welcome Dominic to the show today to tell us about his Spotlight Town. So this is a series we're going to start doing where we are going to spotlight certain towns that we love for various reasons. So tell me your town.
So, hi everybody, I'm Dominic. My town is Epping. I live in the Seacoast region of New Hampshire in Epping, and we've been here for about 3 years, maybe just a little over. We moved in 2020. And we settled here, and I love it. It is probably the perfect location for us. Eventually, maybe move up more north towards the mountains, but this has been a fantastic place to land.
And what do you like? What do you love about it? Tell me, what's your favorite thing to do in Epping, New
Well,
Hampshire? Which I heard, by the way, is it or is it not the center of the universe?
it's on our bumper stickers.
So it is official, because if it's on a bumper sticker, it must be true.
These are available at the town hall, by the way. So it goes back, I guess it's an old saying that has been kind of picked up as the town motto over the years. And it's on our fire engines, it's on our public buildings, and all sorts of things like that. It's a fun little like point of pride for people. So,
do you have any idea why it started or why that is, or is it just some crazy notion?
There is an article in the library that you can read about like the first known appearance of the phrase "Epping is the center of the universe," but I know I read it at one point. I don't really remember it. So it's just one of those things that kind of came together and people have kind of accepted.
And people have to believe that Epping is the center of the universe because there is a bumper sticker that says so.
Well, one thing I will say as far as that goes is the location of Epping is super convenient. So I do a lot of travel. So being as close as I am to Boston, you're still in the Seacoast region. So you can be in Boston in just about an hour. And if you actually take public transportation into the city, you can be to a bus station or a train station very quickly from this location. You can be in Manchester in a half hour. You can be in Concord in 45 minutes, be at the beach in 25 from Epping. So it's great. It's a perfect location and super convenient to get to the center corridor of the state, which takes you pretty much everywhere.
So that sounds really convenient. And the Seacoast area, of course, we have a fairly short coastline, but we have a nice coast. There's surfing here. The beaches are beautiful. And the Seacoast towns, of course, are really nice. But honestly, there's no area in New Hampshire that's bad at all. It's more what is your flavor. So tell me what your flavor is, maybe like some of your favorite restaurants in the area.
Sure, yeah. I just one quick correction though, because we do say Seacoast, and it doesn't mean that we are on the coast. So it's, proximity to the beach. We're like 20, 25 minutes. But I know some people who aren't from the area get confused when you say, oh, I'm in the Seacoast. They think you're like living on the coast, which that is not the case. Epping is close, but not super close.
Okay, I'm good. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, our coastline is actually only like 23 miles or something in New Hampshire, which of course is why one day maybe Maine will become part of our domain.
So as far as like favorite restaurants, I mean, there are a bunch in Epping. Actually, it's surprisingly a large amount for a smaller town like Epping is. So we have the Holy Grail, which is actually a converted church that's turned into a brew pub slash, what would you say, English foods, nice heavy bangers and mash, shepherd's pie, all that kind of stuff. We've got the Rail Penny Tavern, which is fantastic as well, kind of like new American cuisine. We've got the Beach Plum, which is a staple here in New Hampshire. It's they've got multiple locations, but this one's really nice. It's a newer facility that's like fried seafood and burgers and fries and all that kind of stuff. Telly's is a great like wood fire pizza place, as well as like a nice bar to hang out in. There is the Japanese restaurant Kume, which you can get great lunch deals on sushi, which I always recommend to people. And let's see what else. Popovers. Popovers is another one that's at multiple locations throughout the state. Great like new American cuisine. So
that all sounds delicious. Everyone knows I missed lunch, so I'm like num 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 num. So what about some other attractions?
Oh yeah, so there's plenty of things to do here. There are several different shopping centers within Epping. This one here on the screen that you're seeing right now, this is Brickyard Plaza, which is a relatively new area that they put in. There is a Market Basket there. There's a Michael's, an Old Navy, lots of different stores like that, a bunch of different restaurants, and O'Neill's Cinema, which is my favorite place to go see movies in the area. They do great lunch. I'm sorry, not lunch, but afternoon matinee pricing.
Oh,
Tuesdays,
nice.
$5 movies. Great, good place to go see a movie.
Nice.
Then you also have the Sig Sauer Academy, which is for anybody who likes firearms and learning about firearms. They opened this new facility here in Epping a few years back, and it is state of the art, just absolutely gorgeous on the inside. There's several different firing ranges, classes to take, all sorts of different places to do different classes. They even have outdoor ranges that go up to 1,000 yards, so for sniper fire and different things like that. They do an event every year called Freedom Days, which is like a crazy one where you can fire fully automatic machine guns if you're into that kind of thing. So super, super cool facility. I definitely recommend that to anybody who's into firearms or wants to learn about them. I took my Firearms 101 classes there and have taken a few more classes since then too.
Wonderful.
We have 2 different speedways in the area. We've got the
ring, ring. I'm just doing the sound effects.
We've got the New England Speedway. New England Dragway, which is right down the street from Sig Sauer. So that's a very noisy area of Epping during the summer. But it's super fun. They have
pew, pew, ring, ring. I'm helping.
one of the premier locations, I would say, for racing in New Hampshire. And then they also have the Star Speedway, which is not too far from there, which is for the drag races, the bigger ones, like the faster cars. I might have that backwards. I don't do a whole lot of racing stuff myself, but it's good to know that it's there.
And it's kind of cool that that culture here still exists. Of course, New Hampshire has always also been home to Bike Week,
Yeah.
which was a huge thing. So there's this sort of car, bike, culture that sort of fits in with the live free or die ethos we have up here.
And I will point out that the picture that's on the screen right now, this is not Epping. This is Boston, which is conveniently located like an hour away. So, and then we also have Concord and Manchester here as well, which are pretty close to Epping.
Right. And so, as you said, 30, 40 minutes away, really central, really easy to get around the state, beautiful location, hard to beat. So anything you want folks to know as sort of a final thought on our spotlight on Epping?
Sure. One thing that it's kind of hard to talk about because it's not necessarily super fun to talk about, but taxes and tax rates vary wildly in New Hampshire from town to town. And Epping is kind of middle of the pack. It's a little higher than some other ones who are in the area, but not as high as many of the other ones who are in the Seacoast. So as far as tax situation goes, I love where I'm at. Could it be lower? Sure. But I think anybody you ask is going to say it could be lower. And working with the townsfolk here are just super helpful, very, very friendly. And they, go out of their way to make sure that you get what you need from them. So.
And that's great to hear. That is one of the lovely things about New Hampshire. Not only do we have this sort of quaint New England flavor to places, but because it is local government, people still know their townspeople. You go in, you greet them by name, you have a chit chat. It really does feel like, just a good way to live your life up here in our beautiful, beautiful Granite State. Any last thoughts?
Along those same lines, I was literally walking my dog through one of the neighborhoods around here recently, and the woman who just renewed my dog license for my bloodhound actually saw us, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, is this?" And she said Dixie's name, but yeah, it was funny. Like she remembered the fact that it was the dog that she had just signed the paperwork for just like 2 days prior. So nice small town feel.
It really is. And it's one of the things that is charming about here. And it also makes it more accessible. If there's something you don't like that you want to change, it makes it possible as well. So, yes, walking your dog is part of our culture here in New Hampshire. Forest bathing, getting out, enjoying the trails, enjoying the restaurants, enjoying the towns, the cities. How can folks get a hold of you, Dominic?
You can reach me at dominic@porcupinerealestate.com, or just reach out through our website too. There's tons of information on there that go over all the different regions and lots of information.
Yeah, and I look forward to joining you again where we can talk about more of these spotlight towns, spotlight areas, the fun things that make life living so fantastic here in the Free State. Thanks so much for joining me. Folks can reach me at Carla@porcupinerealestate.com, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.